Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Because of you, and not only, and that is a lot of messages, comments, texts that I received, phone calls that I received from Romanians urging me to talk about Romania and the elections again. And I will do that not only because of that, thank you very much, but because of other reasons. Now, you see me dressed with a Romanian traditional shirt. Why? Because as a joke, when you see someone with a cross around their necks, that means they're spiritual and they're believers. The same if you see someone with a traditional shirt, must be that I'm patriotic and nationalistic, which I am. Anyway, what do we have here? We have Calin Georgescu, the Romanian far right, as these guys call him, candidate for the Romanian presidency. It seems like he could win. They have the elections on the 8th of December. Today is the 6th in 2 days. I received phone calls from friends from Romania, former co-workers and family, telling me that you gotta talk about it. You gotta talk about it, this craziness, what's going on. So I looked over a few articles and read about it. I'm familiar with what's going on over there. And it's too dirty. Not dirty, too trailer trash kind of thing. Trailer trash kind of thing. Americans know exactly what I'm talking about, trailer trash. Calin Georgescu is labeled as Russian, or on the Russian payroll. He's a far right and he's against NATO and everything else that we stand for. He's actually, according to these guys here in America and the guys there in Europe and Romania, he is portrayed as a guy who's gonna get Romania into a war with NATO, and he is a nationalistic crazy guy like that guy. This is people that I know told me that for real. I'm gonna show you how he is portrayed. And I'm gonna show you that the United States of America is concerned about the elections in Romania. All right, let's see what Mr. Georgescu kind of stands for. Here it is. This is from Sputnik. Romanian presidential candidate Georgescu calls on United States to respect country's sovereignty. Anything wrong with that? No. If he said that, that means he's Russia's puppet. That's what it means in the brain of these operatives. Romanian independent presidential candidate Calin Georgescu said he welcomes United States' attention to events in the country, but stressed that any attempts of external interference are unacceptable. So you're telling me that the United States of America could interfere in other countries' elections? No. On Wednesday, the U.S. State Department said that Washington is closely monitoring the presidential election in Romania and warned the country against a possible abandonment of its pro-European course. So, for the imbeciles, some imbeciles from Romania. So, if America is our friend and is so fantastic, is that what a friend does to you? Or your husband? Does that sound to you like a, friendship? Let's say your husband leaves you. What are you going to do? Or wants to leave you? Or let's say a friend said, you know what, I don't want to be your friend anymore. What are you going to do? Say, you're going to be my friend for as long as I tell you, you don't want me, I want you. Is that how it works in a friendship? In a relationship of equality? No, Romania is under the US occupation, as I said, politically, militarily, economically, and culturally. Why? Garbage from here, these guys try to impose on us. Here, they try to impose on Romania and the European Union as well. The European Union is far, far beyond Romania's level at craziness. So again, if you're my friend and I say, you know what, I don't want that, what would you do? I'm going to make you want that, even if you don't want it. So that's not a relationship. So if you're not with me, you necessarily are with someone else. In their mentality, yes. You're either my wife or my husband, or you're nobody's. What am I going to do? I'm going to do a Desdemona on you or something? I'm just, What am I going to do, an Othello? What am I going to do? I'm just exaggerating now. I'm just mixing things up here. What am I going to do? All right, let's move to the further reading here. The United States also expressed concern over a report by the Romanian Supreme Council for National Defense with alleged Russian cyber activity around the country's election process. So he's going to win? Is Calin Georgescu on Russia's payroll? If so, bring the evidence. If no, shut the hell up. No, this is all for the baboons. And I'm quoting. Of course, Mr. Georgescu, of course I am glad that our main partner, that's how it should be, main partner, the United States is closely monitoring the situation in our country. Of course, we will never allow any state, any, that includes Russia for the imbeciles, okay? Oh, he's lying? Okay, you have to prove that. To interfere in the internal and democratic affairs of our country. However, as president, I will always look with admiration and friendship at the United States and the Trump administration, end quote, Georgescu said in a video message. Fantastic. So, on November 24th, Romania held the presidential election. According to the results published by the Central Election Commission, independent candidate Calin Georgescu won the first round with 22.94, 23% of the vote. The leader of the liberal Save Romania Union, when you say liberal, that's communists, Elena Lasconi, who favors a partnership with NATO and the United States, so she's one of them, comes around with 19.18% of the vote. The second round of elections will end on December 8th. So, as a default, when the government of a country usually, or the media tells you something that person is bad, I'm talking about European Union, Romania, United States of America, when they tell you Calin Georgescu is bad, most likely he's good for you and I. Is bad for them, but it's good for us. Most likely. If they say this guy is good, that means that probably is bad for you. Try that. Try that. And you're going to find out that you're going to be closer to the truth than ever. Next one. Let's talk about, again, presidential frontrunner in NATO state vows to cut Ukraine aid. Who's this? Calin Georgescu. Now, if Romania is an independent country, sure, it should be allowed to do whatever it wants. But no. Why? Because the Americans are going to threaten you. Here, independent politician, Georgescu has pulled ahead in the Romanian electoral race as a staunch opponent of arming Kiev. If Romania is independent, you should be doing this. And I'm quoting here. I have to take care of my people. I don't want to involve my people, Georgescu said when asked if he would support Ukraine as long as it takes for it to win. Who would fucking ask that question? For as long as it takes? No! I have to take care of my people. I don't want to involve my people. I would vote for this guy. Zero, I'm quoting, zero, everything stops. I have to take care just about my people. We have a lot of problems ourselves. All right, so the BBC said Georgescu, he is former soil scientist, praised Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. So you can't praise anybody, but whomever they tell you that. And he called Georgescu, praised Vladimir Putin as a patriot and a leader. Is he a patriot? Why don't you ask the Russians? Is he a leader? I think he is. Is he not? Even a dictator, as this guy's calling, or a tyrant, is still a leader. He leads, right? However tactics he's got. All right, and he says here, Georgescu dismissed recent allegations of foreign collusion in his campaign, saying that his detractors, and I'm quoting, can't accept that the Romanian people finally said, we want our life back, our country. TikTok has said claims that the Georgescu social media account was given preferential treatment are categorically false. All right, so let's see what's going on here. We have New Voice of Ukraine. These are the Ukrainians. The other guys were the Russians. Romania's far right. Now, if being patriotic and nationalistic means that you are far right, okay, give me that label. I don't give a fuck. I never gave a fuck about the labels anyway. Call me however you want. However you want. I know who I am. And if you give me a label of being bad when I think it's good, I'm going to take pride in that. Give me that medal right here. Give me those things. And then money, 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 and the ladies of the night. Goes without saying, right? Ah, my God. Here. So, the Romania's far-right candidate poised to win presidency with 60% support. Exit polls. This is 1 day ago. That is on the 5th, my friends, of December. Oy vey, we gotta do something because he takes the reins of the country. I don't think it's gonna be allowed. More than 57.8% of voters are expected to back Georgescu in the second round of Romania's presidential elections, while 42.2% are likely to support reformist candidate. Reform. What is she reforming? He is the reformist. He is not she. He is the reformist because he goes in a direction that Romania is not going. She's going in the same direction. More European Union, more NATO, more Ukraine. She's not a reformist. He is the one that changes the reforms in different reforms. Now that is for you, how should I put it, professionalism. Elena Lasconi. Now, if it is 57.8, which is 58, versus 42, they should be done. No elections. Because remember, these exit polls are supposed to be with a margin of error than no more than 3%. That's the maximum. 3%. So if it's 3%, you're not gonna get to 51-49 like the baboons here in the United States of America. No, yet. So the survey was conducted on December 1st following Romania's parliamentary election with a sample size of 24,629 respondents, and a margin of error, here it is, a margin of error not exceeding 0.6%. I was 3 because I was like, in polls, opinion polls, you go about 3 max. Right here, 0.6. Got it? There you have it. So again, on November 24th, he, based on 100% of the voters counted, far-right pro-Russian politician, that's what you need to know, labeled, who garnered 22.95% of the vote, and pro-European, but she is the reformist, pro-European candidate Elena Lasconi, who received 19, advanced to the runoff. Ciolacu fucked off and so on, the second pop. Okay, next article. The Hill. US raises alarm over Russian interference in Romania's election. And then again, this is from the 5th, from yesterday. And look at this one. This is from the 29th of the right here. US raises alarm over Georgia's elections. We always raise alarms. We always raise alarms about other people's elections, not ours. Sometimes we say the Russians. Man, these Russians are strong, don't you think? They always raise alarm. Is China raising alarm about the French elections? Why not? They don't give a fuck, kind of, That's your thing over there. Yeah, they would like to control France, let's put it this way. Everyone wants to control wherever they have an interest. But it's like these guys here on the white horse right there, pointing out the finger to everybody else when you have Biden elected and he was barely verbal in the election. All right? And don't start me with that. Don't start me with that. Just kidding. All right, my friends. So we always caution and we raise alarm. And the baboons, oh my God, do you believe the Hill? Do you believe the elected officials or the bureaucrats? They have all agendas, and the agendas are not overlapping with yours. All right, let me show you a different article. Associated Press. Here you have it. Romania's pro-Western parties win parliamentary elections as far-right makes gains. And here is Mr. Simeon. Another person that, better than the reformist Lasconi. So these guys got 19% now, from about 7% last time. So the far right is advancing. The liberals, the communists, won, that's how I call them, won with 20-some%, but these guys together are still growing. So that's not a good sign for the reformists. All right, let's move on to the next one. Reuters, US concerned about potential interference in Romanian elections. Why are you concerned, buddy? It's a different country. Fuck off. Oh, I can be. And here you have the Romanians. They look like me, right? I look like them. Yeah, they could have picked anyway. The US voiced concern about potential foreign interference. So if Georgescu wins, I guarantee you, these guys here will say it was Russia who rigged it. And who knows? The Americans have troops in Romania. They can occupy Romania clearly if they want. With troops, Romanian army is zero. Zero. If tomorrow NATO decides that, let's say Georgescu somehow says something and NATO or blah, 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 these guys can occupy it, and they will not occupy it with their an insurrection. They will have the Romanian army do it for them. They will have the Romanian army do that, the insurrection, for them. Remember? Why? Who killed Ceausescu? We did. At whose orders? You can only guess. It was on the Christians' holiest day, wasn't it? Oh, you can say, well, it's not the 25th of December. Actually, it's when the Easter is, when the resurrection. Okay, I give you that. My bad. On the 25th, on the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, we, the Romanians, killed our evil guy. So we got independent and democratic by killing someone. Do you think a Christian country would do that? Well, it's not impossible, but I think it was an order for people who really hate Christianity. I would just suppose, right? And they like to do it to someone else's hands. Do you remember Pontius Pilatus and Barabbas and Jesus? Remember? Who killed Jesus? The Romans. Did they want to kill Jesus? Got the clues? Fuck off. God damn it. Let's go to the next one. And here is the last article. Associated Press. European Union orders TikTok to preserve data related to Romanian election. Not data related to this guy in particular. Not the Romanian election. To this guy. So European regulators ordered TikTok on Thursday, this is free press, to retain any information related to Romania's presidential election after the country's top defense body released declassified intelligence alleging, so top defense body, that means if they're going to do an insurrection, they're going to do it right, which is with the military, not like here with some baboons hitting and breaking some glass at the, you know what I mean. Right, that Moscow arranged an online campaign to support a candidate who emerged as a surprise frontrunner. So this is insulting. That tells you that the Romanians are stupid. That implies that the Romanians just fall for it. And if they fall for that, they fall for yours. But you're the good guys, right? And the Russians are the bad guys. Do you think these guys are the good guys? Who thinks that Radio Free Europe or the Voice of America or CNN or MSNBC or Fox News or Deutsche Welle or BBC or The Telegraph or Sky News or whatever, Daily Mail or Sputnik or let's say Russia Today, if you think these guys are objective, and let the Russians decide, let the Western, if you think that those guys are working for your benefit, for you, fuck me, Freddy. Are you coming? Stop, Freddy! Stop! Later, baby doll. All right. So that's the way it is, my friends. That's the way it is. I hope he wins. I definitely want him to win. Why? Because, I left Romania because garbage was setting in. Real garbage. And I couldn't fight. And I was young. And I thought about my future. And yes, you can call that selfishness to a certain extent. But I never, since I'm still, I don't want to say bitter. Bitter is a understatement about what's going on in Romania. I would like to go over there and I would like to pull a Odysseus return to Attica or Utica. Go and read. This is what I would like to go over there and help Romanians. But you need to clean the house as Hercules, our ancestors, our traditions, our culture. You remember how Hercules cleaned the stables? Clean. Or Odysseus, which one you prefer. Just make sure that you start over with good people, patriotic people, Romanians, and other people who want to join as Romanians. I don't want to see any flick or flickering. I don't want to hear that. It seems like this guy is either, he must be very courageous, Calin Georgescu, and I give him that. I've been involved with, I think in 2019, with Pământ Strămoșesc, and I got involved in certain things with that. One thing I didn't like about Calin Georgescu was he wouldn't give exact, like he's doing right now, exact, solutions. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, this is what I say. He had the good intentions. Another thing I think is the religion thing, but I understand the religion thing because you need people around you. And if he's a believer in that, that's fine. That's fine. Don't impose that on others, though. So, yes, he's a Russian whatever. The Russians are so smart that they are destroying our free media. They're better at propagandizing the baboons, because the baboons are just baboons. But hey, just believe us. I'm the good guy. He's the bad guy. Tells whom? The guy who lied to us so many times. Who's that? The free world's media and the free governments. All governments lie. All. Sooner or later. If you say, no, my government did not, probably you didn't catch them yet. And lying by omission is another thing. Selective evidence and all that to make a point, it's another way. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. He might not even be allowed to, if he gets elected, to be over there. Maybe he's just a Trojan horse to get the people like here with Donald Trump. Oh my God, Trump is back. We go, yeah, the system works. We're gonna do. It's just maybe a wash up of the system. Oh, now our guy won, and our guy doesn't do shit. We're gonna find out with Trump. I'm paying attention. I'm still waiting for him to be allowed to swear, to pledge allegiance, blah, 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 I will defend, blah, blah, blah. I know the Constitution and all, domestic and foreign, blah, blah. I want to hear him first there. The same with Calin Georgescu. If he gets over there, we'll see what they will do, what they will be allowed to do or can do. He's got a big, bureaucracy around them, which is not, some of it, that bureaucracy is not working for Romania or for the United States of America. So we'll see how much these guys will be able to be allowed to. Or maybe, as I said, just a Trojan horse to calm down the baboons, all right? Calm down the baboons and say, the system works, now he's your boy. And they're not going to do shit. Remember, the Republicans have everything. The three branches of the government, they have all three. The Congress, the House and the Senate, they have the executive branch, which is the president, and they have, obviously, the courts. They have the Supreme Court. I know they're apolitical. You know how that is, right? So they should be passing everything. Should be a revolution here. I made a video about that yesterday. Go and watch it. So the same thing here. And the problem is, if he wins, we're going to have the communists in parliament, Romanian parliament. So it's going to be a bit harder. But Romania, if I remember correctly, the president can do a lot of shit. It's not a presidential republic, but nevertheless. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. When I said presidential republic, that means the president of Romania, I don't think he plays too much of a big role. But we'll find out. See you later.